Welcome back to WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Wind Waker. Last episode, we finished everything on the Great Sea, got all the hearts, all the treasures, and in this episode, we are going to be starting the beginning of the end game. Wow. As you can see up there, the hero's statue of herself from Ocarina of Time was smashed, and of course the seal here that was closed when we left has finally been opened, which is probably for the best because Zelda could have used up the oxygen down there long ago. And really, there's only so much you can do from drinking the water that's on the sides where the stained glass pictures of the sages from Ocarina of Time are. Also, I kind of wonder if those knights are supposed to represent somebody. Those giant statues? I never really thought about that till now. There really aren't that many notable Hyrulean knights. Most of the knights that you see, like in Twilight Princess, are really cowardly. So there couldn't be many famous knights. Anyway, Zelda was an illusion, it seems. You have deceived yourself. Did you think you'd be safe inside the castle? Foolish. Now that my power has been restored, there is no safe haven for you. I have taken your precious Zelda, and here you shall fall into eternal slumber. Well, that sounds pleasant. I have been rather sleep-deprived lately. Oh boy, mighty Darknuts. Yeah, these ones have capes, so that makes them the most powerful type of mighty Darknut available to fight in the game, because they have extra defenses, and they already have plenty of that. And already we're getting destroyed! Ho ho ho! Let's get out of the corner, why don't we? Over your heads. And it looks like somehow their capes got on fire from being too close to the wall. Whoa! This is dangerous. I don't like fighting when they're so close to the firewall. It's a legit firewall. This is not some kind of, like, programming shenanigan thingy. Oh man, I was gonna spin you! There we go! Better late than never. Yeah, I was just crashing into the fire there to cancel out the spin, because honestly, if they had been able to hit us... Whoa! I really hate the fire. Honestly, the fire's doing more damage to us here than the mighty Darknuts. Alright, now it's just you. Too bad you will die. Oh man, that was so sick. That was awesome. Also, the boomerang is just great for giving you that little extra second to sneak up on your foe. And now... Oh man, that was a sick finish. You know that was awesome. I kind of wanted to spin through, but I guess it was kind of cool how he stopped after he realized that the foe was defeated. I wish he did that for everything you killed with a hurricane spin. Ah, there we go. Actually, no, that would be annoying, because then after you kill one thing with a hurricane spin, you'd stop. And so you wouldn't be able to wipe out hordes of choo-choos and mini-blend with it. Oh well, I guess it's programmed the best it can be, under the circumstances. Programming would be pretty complicated otherwise. And yes, there was an electric barrier here that would not have dissipated unless we had defeated those two mighty Darknuts. So it looks kind of random during the cutscene, but unless you explore the castle earlier, it would actually make sense there. No, I meant to say if you explore the castle earlier. Now up here is an invisible barrier. If you try to walk forwards, nothing will get through, but if you had the fully charged Master Sword from both the Earth Temple and Wind Temple, the combined force of those, the added power will basically be able to get through the barrier by turning it solid into glass and then shattering it. So apparently there's a special barrier just surrounding Hyrule Castle that apparently Ganon set up himself so that people somehow wouldn't be able to go through to the rest of Hyrule. And I mean, look how cool Hyrule looks in this game. Like, not just the castle, but the surrounding areas and like the mountains and the lakes and stuff. It's just so scenic. Like, this is one of the coolest looking parts of the entire game. To be perfectly honest, I wish you could explore more of it, because you only get to go down this little trail here. Anyway, there are a few enemies to be fought. What's funny enough is that little tree there has a pot underneath it, hidden in the bushes like the trees at Windfall Island. Just goes to show that some things never change. And the choo-choos look spectacular in this beautiful, well-lit place. Oh man, we got hurt by a choo-choo! Wow, we've gotten worse since the beginning of the game. We haven't gotten stronger, quite the opposite. That would be a really interesting playthrough, like starting out with a ton of stuff and then just getting worse and worse. Oh well. That would be a strange way to progress through any game, actually. I wonder if there's any game that really works like that. Whoa, man! Good thing we can shield with our Skull Hammer. He's just completely abandoned his spear. He's like, punch out! So this is just a trail of enemies. We've got Moblins, red choo-choos, pea-hats. Nothing that our Skull Hammer can't take care of. And I think probably the microphone or whatever is catching a lot of weird squeaky sounds. It's because I'm moving my computer around a lot on this kind of squishy chair. There we go. Yeah, I'm able to see the image from whatever I'm recording in my laptop. That's how I do things. Honestly, it's made me more dependent on using my laptop for any game that I want to play. Because really, it runs everything so smoothly. I've never had real slowdown problems. Nothing more than would occur on the actual console. Oh man, an actual Darknut's out here too. Well, let's use some skilled attacks to get behind him, and now deal with him carefully. Try and get you close to the cliff. Ah, damn you. I want to knock you off the cliff, man. Fall off the cliff. Awesome! He fell off the cliff! Nothing quite as awesome as that. Also, there's some keys there, right below that hookshot target. So I would probably recommend wiping out the keys before you hook yourself over there. That was really weird. For a second, the keys was just holding on to thin air. Hey, and they dropped some hearts for us. How nice. It's really strange. Like, right through here is the final dungeon of the game. Ganon's Tower. It's very strange that Ganon's Tower would be just so close to the Hyrule Castle. Like, this is a strange incarnation of Hyrule. I'm not sure exactly how long this is supposed to be since Ocarina of Time takes place. Because I know, obviously, in Wind Waker, it's gotta be at least hundreds of years, because I know that the King of Hyrule tells you that. Even though in one interview with Aonuma, he said that it only takes 100 years after, which is completely inaccurate, because it contradicts in-game evidence that this game takes place at least several centuries after Ocarina of Time, if not many centuries, because when you say 100, it's not clear how many hundreds. But anyway, the incarnation of Hyrule down here, like, how long has it been since Ganon was defeated in Ocarina of Time? Obviously, he breaks free because of the legend that they talk about in the beginning. But they don't specify how much time passes between him breaking free and him being sealed by the original Hero of Time. Or I should say the Hero of Time, because there's only ever been one Hero of Time. Or has there? Because a split timeline theory kind of makes things confusing. Anyway, this hallway right here, with magma, can easily be traversed if you just use your grappling hook. Some people recommend using ice arrows to freeze extra platforms out of the lava, which is an interesting strategy, but really all you need to do is go right up here, and what you're supposed to do is put an ice arrow, like, to perform a platform underneath one of those fire jets and rocket you up. But it's easier to just grab onto this last one and use the deck of leaf to fly over here to the final door right here, which has a familiar looking emblem on it. Reason being, it's actually a boss rematch. That's right, you face off against the first boss of the game, Goma. Hey, nice meeting you, Goma. We haven't seen you since episode 16. Wow. Oh man, and we forgot to get another blue potion. Not that it matters, we're probably not going to have to use a single one of those potions for the whole time we do this final dungeon. Oh man, I wanted to see black and white blue. You know how they showed the first time we fought Goma, that cutscene, where the first time you swing on the tail, it shows Baloo go like, "Ah!" I wanted to see flashback Baloo. Yeah, I wonder exactly what's going on here. It's probably just one of your memories, because we actually don't have any of the items that we got after this point, besides, like, the bottles, the camera, really useless things. Well, I should say not useless, but things that couldn't be really used for combat. Except for the Master Sword, actually. We still have the Master Sword and the Mirror Shield, too, even though that doesn't necessarily add defense. Actually, I'm not sure how many things the Mirror Shield is supposed to reflect. Anyway, I'm using the Hero's Charm, obviously not because of its good looks, because I hate how it looks, but because I do want to see the HP meter for a few of the bosses, and just show you how quickly the Master Sword depletes that meter, compared to what the Hero's Sword did it. Yeah, they actually give you the Hero's Charm, even though we didn't have it by this point. But once again, doesn't really help so much with damaging enemies. Unless, of course, you're one of those people that can't fight something with confidence unless you know how much HP it has remaining. If you're playing Kingdom Hearts, that I can understand, but in Wind Waker, things don't really take many hits to beat. Like, even normally, this guy only takes, what, 12 hits to the eye with a Hero Sword? Something pathetic. Oh man, we got hit. Whoa! Okay. Okay, enough of that. This fight is over. See, the Master Sword just kills it in like 4 to 5 hits. It takes more hits to beat a Moblin, basically. Or maybe that's just about as strong as a Moblin. So we're going to be continuing the final dungeon here, Ganon's Tower, next episode. See you then.